Warning: Patrick Davis is a country music singer-songwriter originally from Camden, South Carolina, who now lives in Nashville, Tennessee. While Patrick is a USC alumnus and a huge Gamecock fan, he is definitely not a professional interviewer. Enjoy.
Well, I barely slept a wink last night, 'cause I could hardly wait to wake up this morning on game day. So as soon as I heard that rooster crow, I set off on the road, straight down I-20 to the capital city where the pretty Carolina girls go. 'Cause I've heard all the stories of the great George Rogers, and out back in 1980, he made the whole nation holler. And I've seen that photograph of young Steve Tannehill up in old Death Valley, signing his name on the field. Yeah, and I love to hear 2001 if Phil Williams, Bryce rock. Yeah, what else can I say? Until my dying day, I'll be a South Carolina Gamecock.
You're watching Patrick Davis and his big old Gamecock great interviews. I'm here with Terry Cousins, star Gamecock defensive back, and then he played for 12 great years in the NFL, and he has agreed to allow me to ask him some very silly and very serious questions. So thanks for doing this, Terry.
Oh, no problem.
What was your favorite moment on game day at USC?
Of course, it was 2001, running through and actually, kind of running to the end zone.
Did you go all the way down to the end?
I went all the way to the end zone, kind of carried that over in my days in the NFL and played to the crowd a little bit. So that was kind of,
You're a DB.
I'm a DB.
Flash.
Yeah, you got to be flashy. You got to, make sure people see who you are and know that you're making plays out there. So that was kind of my favorite moment right before the game started.
Why do you think that the vast majority of beautiful South Carolina women either attend or cheer for the University of South Carolina versus, say, Clemson?
Because it's the best school in the state.
Exactly. When you think about Heisman Trophy winner and former South Carolina running back George Rogers and his running style, what do you think about?
I think about a bruising running back. I think about a guy, give a little bit back to you, and two, make you miss.
Steve Tannehill's mullet was A, amazing, B, a product of the 90s, C, the greatest thing to ever touch the back of a Gamecock jersey, or D, all of the above.
You know what? I would say C. I would say C.
Perfect.
Yeah, the best thing that ever happened to a Gamecock on the back of a Gamecock jersey. Because, back then in the days, that was kind of like the wild child type of mentality. He came with a little bit of brashness, cockiness, something that this team needed during that time. And I was fortunate to play with him for 3 years, so it was fun to watch.
During your playing days, what was the loudest you ever heard Williams Bryce?
It was an ESPN game against Georgia when Bobo and I think, like I said, Matt Stitchcomb was on that team. Hines Ward was a part of that team, and they came in here. I think it was the first game of the year. And, we beat them down pretty good. Yeah. And, Deuce had a really good day. Marcus Robinson had a good day. And, that to me was probably the loudest.
What do you consider your greatest moment wearing the garnet and black?
Winning the Carquest Bowl.
Yeah. In 94?
94 was the first ever bowl win.
Yep.
For the University of South Carolina. I actually went back home to Fort Lauderdale and Miami
I remember
to win that.
It was like for all of us here, like I was in high school, but it was like a weight lifted off of our shoulders. Yes. And I'm sure it felt the same way for you guys, but the whole state was just like,
finally, we got one.
Yeah, I still remember Brad Scott, running down the field, I thought he was going to pass out, but I still remember him running down the field.
Yeah, Tannehill, was a part of that, and Tony Watkins, Toby Cates, all the really, some of the Gamecocks that really kind of are still in the record books right now were a part of that team.
What would be your saddest moment as a Gamecock?
For me, and it wasn't when I played. We had a game against Kentucky last season in 2010. Last year.
Oh yeah, that
was
just,
kind of my
just to hear you talk about that. It starts hurting.
Doesn't it hurt?
It hurts.
It hurts.
What was the biggest rival that you felt from the SEC?
For us back then, it was Georgia. Georgia Bulldogs to me was our rival back then, and that was early in the SEC.
Yeah, that was early. That was
when
the first,
we first, 92 was the first year.
Right? Yeah. How do you feel about the fact that Georgia students and student athletes are allowed to graduate from college believing that the proper way to spell man's best friend is D-A-W-G?
I think they have some problems over there.
Do you believe that every time Rocky Top is performed anywhere in the world that an angel loses its wings?
I do believe that. I hate Rocky Top. I couldn't stand that. So you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. They beat us so bad one year. It was like 55-3 or something like that. We went up there to the stadium and it was raining.
And they played it.
They kept playing it nonstop, and you know, that's. I think that game contributed to me hating that song. I don't hate Tennessee, but I hate that song.
Yeah. Now, if Irving Meyer and Tim Tebow had a baby, would it look like A, Lane Kiffin, B, the devil, or C, that's a trick question because Lane Kiffin and the devil are the same person?
C, that's a trick question.
If you could go back in time and relive one moment from your playing days, what would that be?
You know what? I would probably relive my first game in Georgia. But that kind of introduced me to SEC football.
Yeah.
You know, being on a big stage, you know, being kind of the underdogs, kind of the whipping boys of the league.
Well, you just new
kids on the block, and you know, kind of made a statement that year for what we were trying to do.
If you could have played with one Gamecock that either past or present that you did not play with during your playing days, who would that be?
You know what? I would have probably played with Sterling. Wanted to play with Sterling Sharp.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to see.
Because he was a freakish athlete.
Yeah, I would want to see, you know, how he played as opposed to in college, and then when I saw him in the pros playing for Green Bay.
What do you believe to be the undeniable champion of tailgating foods? I know you don't tailgate a lot because you're usually playing, but now
I'm usually working.
Working now. But
I would think some really good ribs.
Yeah, ribs. All right.
Really good ribs. Memphis style, a little rub on that thing. You might be working with something.
Do you think that our inbred cousins from the upstate will ever actually beat us again?
It's gonna be tough, but you know, I know one thing. You know, we hadn't beaten them 2 years in a row. I believe since either the late 50s or early 60s.
Long time.
And this has been an opportunity now where it possibly to be 3 years in a row.
Yep.
So
I don't think they'll ever beat us again. So that's the idea.
I was trying to be, you know, unbiased to the fact and try to stay on the.
He was like, I'm on the radio.
Yeah.
Listen, okay. I got listeners. I got to think about it.
I want them to spank them though. I want a Gamecock to spank. Everybody knows where my allegiance lies, and when we play them, you know, it's all out.
Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers?
Peyton Manning.
Tony Romo or Michael Vick?
Michael Vick.
Adrian Peterson or LaDainian Tomlinson?
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Emmitt Smith or Jerome Bettis?
Emmitt Smith.
All right. Joe Montana or Brett Favre?
I like Brett.
All right. Sidney Rice or Jerry Rice?
I gotta take Jerry.
Oh,
man.
okay.
I gotta take Jerry.
Lady Gaga or Lady Antebellum?
Oh, Gaga.
Okay. Yeah. Dabo Sweeney or Scooby Doo?
Scooby Doo.
Lou Holtz or Steve Spurrier?
Steve Spurrier.
Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Oh. Groucho's Deli or Andy's Deli?
Groucho's.
All right. 5 points or the Vista?
The Vista.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PS3, baby.
All right. Hootie and the Blowfish or the Beatles?
Hootie.
I love that answer. Everybody's going to get that.
Hootie!
Charleston or Myrtle Beach?
Charleston.
Tiger Woods or Ron Jeremy?
I don't know who the hell Ron Jeremy is. I'm going to go Tiger Woods.
That's good. That means you go to church. That's good. Chris Rock or Jerry Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Halle Berry or Scarlett Johansson?
Halle Berry.
All right. Eva Mendes or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
All right. SEC or Pac-10?
SEC.
BCS or playoff?
BCS.
Marcus Lattimore or any other back in the country?
Marcus Lattimore.
What are you working on now?
The position that I currently hold is Director of Player Development. And what I try to do is kind of work on areas of development for them so when they leave here, they at least have a foundation. And so I do that now currently here with the Gamecock players and, you know, mentor to them, kind of show them how, you know, it is to live life. I help with recruiting a little bit, trying to do innovative ways to kind of reach our athletes. I work with them with the media. I mean, you know, you know, I'm on radio and I do some sideline and, you know, hopefully one day I'll be calling some college football games. That's kind of a, you know, a dream that I've always wanted to do.
Well, man, thank you so much,
no
Terry.
problem.
Man, this Terry Cousins, great Gamecock, and a great radio announcer as well. Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, you know what? All the really good athletes wear number 5.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Gilmore and Garcia.
And Garcia.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
all the good ones wear number 5.
Thank you, Terry, man.
No problem.
Thank you so much for doing this, dude.
No problem, man. I had fun.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I'll see you this season.